in terms of talent. It's not at the same level. Okay? It's simply not at the same level. So that, however, recognizing the gap is a good thing. So therefore, that we're trying to, speed up, okay, this process. We're trying to improve our core competency, innovation capability. Instead of doing from, grassroots, we went out to buy, okay? And Beijing model bought the Saab vehicle technology from General Motors 2 years ago. We bought an engine technology from Saab 2 years ago. Then we bought a transmission, use that as a basis to increase our own capability, okay? But we're not only just buying the technology, also there's integration of people, okay? So that help that thing. And we just see I personally see, there's so much synergy, right? And between the U.S. company and the Chinese company, being living on both sides and working on both sides, it's just simply too much synergy. And going over there's a tremendous market growth, and over here that many companies have technology, has management know-how, and yet the market is shrinking, the structural costs stay high. So therefore, it's very, very natural the business, the opportunities. And we at Beijing Motor, we intend to explore this. We have been exploring this. We'll continue to explore this as long as the win-win opportunity. We will do that. So,
Clarence, there's a related question asking specifically about this group, Chinese leadership attitude towards the Committee of 100 and other other major interest groups that are interested in Chinese-American relations. How do you feel the Chinese leadership sees groups like this now? Is it possible to have some impact on the relationship between the two countries by influencing Chinese leaders?
I think definitely there are opportunities, not just influencing Chinese leaders, but I think our role is more as a bridge, bridging Washington, Beijing, and also Taipei. And that's what we've been doing. And we have delegation going to each of those locations. We spend a lot of time talking to them, not just about how we look at things, but what we heard from different political leaders as to how they see the future of the U.S.-China relations. So that's definitely a role that we can play in that process. It is very important. I think the Chinese also know that they need a lot of informal channel that to keep the dialogue going. Of course, you got the official channel, but I think the more you know about the underlying consideration of your counterparty, the better off you are in terms of reaching some kind of compromise. So I think that's our value. I think our value is to help both sides seek the common ground, and we help both sides identify differences that should be just set aside and defer for a later time to be resolved. We cannot resolve all the issues at the same time, but we do need to develop a better understanding as to the timing of changes that can be going on. And that's would be my concern. I say from a democracy standpoint, China really haven't offered up a official position as to how that's going to change. At least, I mean, there's a lot of study, discussion, but there's no official statement talk about how this is going to be progressing. Mm-hmm. And what do you define success? I mean, Premier Wang has talked about democracy, but it's more a statement rather than a process.
Mm-hmm. I think that's an interesting question. Maybe you, Keping, maybe you could pick that up. Do you believe that there is any kind of from the official perspective, a process for democratic change that's playing out, something that is unfolding according to a timetable of some sort, even if it's a secret one?
Roadmap?
Yeah. I think before the 17th Congress, Party Congress, 5th plenary session, I was interviewed by Xinhua News Agency. They asked me, what's the next step for China's reform? I frankly said to the Xinhua News Agency, the focus of our reform has to gradually shift or transform it from economic fields into social and political fields. Why? Because a lot of challenges now we are facing can only be met by political and social reforms. As we discussed the corruption. Chinese corruption still is very awful. Just before my trip to the United States, my hometown, there was a corrupt case in Hangzhou. So just the vice mayor of Hangzhou, the total bribery money over then 200 million Chinese yuan. I think 200 million Chinese yuan even in the United States is a rich man type. So the money, the bribery money is very big. A few years ago, I visited the Vietnam. I found the Vietnam so corrupted. Everywhere you should pay, how to say, the 小费.
Tip.
Yeah.
Commission.
But the official Vietnam told me, yes, we are so corrupted. But all of our national corrupted officials' money put together, maybe less than your one Chinese corruption's money, because it's very big. So how to really resolve so awful corruption? I agree with Premier Wang Jiabao's suggestion to have to do political and social institutions reform. But for your question, is there any timetable for political reform toward democracy or rule of law? I can say it depends. For some specific field, actually we have timetable. For example, the rule of law. We had a plan that to establish a relatively reasonable system, legal system, by the last year, 2010. So we should establish this legal system. And also, as you might maybe note that, just insist this happened in China, or the breakthrough reform in political field. We have been carrying out the direct election, the people's representative in the countryside. This is the first time one person, one voter for local people's representative. This is scheduled. And even we have a very fundamental goal to establish the harmonious society. There's a timetable. When? By 2020. And then including some, I think, index even for rule of law, grassroots level, democracy. But if you ask me, in all fields, there are a timetable, I don't think so. Because the political situation maybe is quite difficult to make a timetable. I think even such like Chairman Mao Zedong, as great leader, of course, for Chinese Communist Party, I think even for him, he couldn't predict the result of the reform, of the cultural revolution. So it depends.